Let's talk about why women pull away and how to make sure she never does. There's nothing worse than getting your hopes up, thinking maybe this gal will be the one, only to feel her start pulling away. Have you ever been there? It may seem like this just happens randomly, for no reason, and like it's a vicious cycle that you can never get out of. But actually, there are solid reasons why this happens, and I'm going to be sharing some common with you today. But we're not going to stop there. I'm also going to be sharing what to do instead, so you can finally stop worrying that you'll lose her. As a Christian dating coach, I'm all about sharing the authentic, science-based strategies that leads you to the loyal, loving, feminine, stunning woman that you deserve. No mind games, no tricks. This isn't just about attracting her, although it is about that. But it's not just about attracting her, it's also about keeping her. I mean, that's what the strategies in my online academy are all about. So, if you are looking for lifelong love and a deep connection, you've definitely come to the right person. With that, let's dive into the first reason why women might pull away. No one is that she honestly may just feel like this isn't going to work. Something has happened as she's getting to know, and she's feeling like a relationship is going to be a waste of time for both of you. Sometimes that's because it's fairly common for as you're dating someone to just realize, hey, this isn't going to work, and that's okay. That's not very fun, but normal part of dating as a matter of fact. If you don't experience that, you may not have your priorities straight. It's important to know what you don't want in a relationship. It's also important to note that sometimes a relationship could totally work, but something has happened to make her feel like it won't, unless you're able to communicate effectively what you have to offer and connect with her in that way. It's not really going to matter. Women are just going to assume a relationship with you isn't going to work. This is why I sometimes say it's not an attraction problem, it's a communication problem. If the way you are presenting yourself, if the way you are interacting with her makes her say, that's not going to work, she's going to pull away. But if instead, the way you connect with her, and the way you present yourself, and the way you interact with her says, wow, he is my dream man, okay, it's going to be a very different story. The second reason why women will pull away is a very common one, and this is that something happened that made her feel uncomfortable. And usually, this happens completely unintentionally, and you're completely oblivious to it. You have no idea what happened. There are several reasons why this happens. For instance, like I just mentioned, it's very important that you understand the communication and how to show her that you're the man of her dreams. So that's part of it. But in addition to that, men and women are just different. And I have been a coach for many years now, okay? And something that is completely innocently done is men will see things in one way, and women will see things in another. And women have an internal radar system. And the moment that internal radar system goes off, she's done, and you probably won't get another chance. Not because she's trying to be a jerk, because she's trying to protect herself. I'm sure you can understand and respect why she would need to do that. This is actually one reason having a female coach is so powerful and so insightful. It kind of cracks me up. I get comments on here all the time of people saying, female coach, no thanks. If you want to catch a fish, you don't ask the fish. You ask the fisherman. That's true when we're talking about fish. Well, we're not talking about fish. Here's a better way to think about it. Let's say you're going to a foreign country, and the culture is different, and the language is different. How valuable would it be to you to have a local guide? Someone who can translate, someone who can help guide you through it. That would be insanely valuable, right? Well, this is why it's so helpful to have a female coach who focuses on authentic strategies, not mind games. Having those insider secrets is a game changer, so that you don't have to worry about whether something has happened to make her feel uncomfortable. Because I can tell you right now, this happens so much more often than you would think. These insider secrets are why the men who are in my academy and apply what they learn there can see such wonderful results, and it can happen really fast. Here's what it really comes down to. If you remember nothing else from this video, I want you to remember this, okay? The more you know, the easier dating and relationships will be. The more you educate yourself about this, the easier it is. Sometimes we feel like, I just don't want to know about it, and I'm just gonna guess, and it's just gonna be fine. That doesn't work in any other area of life. Why would it work in dating and relationships? The more you know, the easier dating and relationships are. Now, let's touch on the third reason why women will pull away. This one is a little bit brutal, but sadly, it is reality. Some women just like to play men. They just like to play with their heads and with their hearts. As a woman, it really bothers me that there are women out there who do this. I don't know why you would want to hurt people, but sadly, that there are some people whose need for attention, or who, we're not even gonna go there. There are just some who women are completely out of line and should get their acts together. So sadly, there are some women who just trying to get the attention of as many men as possible, they pull away because they never had sincere intentions towards you to begin with, and so they either got what they wanted, and now they're leaving, or they just needed a list of names with how many men they've attracted. It makes me sick that people do that. But there are people who do that, and this does sadly happen, and it's important to be aware of it. However, please do not automatically assume that this is always the problem, because if you automatically assume that this is always the problem, going to address the two things we just talked, which are that she may just feel like this relationship won't work, or something happened to make her feel uncomfortable. Because if you automatically assume every woman is toxic, and this is why this keeps happening to you, you're gonna miss out on huge possibilities. Because you've locked yourself into only one option. Do not use this as a crutch, but do be aware of it, and when it happens, validate it and acknowledge it. This is one of the reasons why, in my academy, we walk through the signs of a toxic woman so that you never get too close to her to begin with. And when you recognize that she's a toxic woman, you can say with confidence, okay, yes, this was a toxic situation, okay. We've covered some of the reasons why she pulled away. What do you do now? Because it doesn't really do you much if good. You don't know how to make sure she'll never away in the future, right? That's kind of the whole goal here. So the first thing you need to know about how to make sure she never pulls away again is to learn how women think and how women feel. I'm gonna let you in on a little bit of a secret. Here, I mainly coach men, obviously. However, I did used to coach women, and I would love to coach women again in the future. That's something that I would love to do, and so I see both sides of the picture here. It's one of the benefits, and I can tell you right now that the women who understand how men think, and they understand how men feel, and they understand how to connect with you. By understanding those things, they are the sexiest women alive. And it makes sense, she's meeting your needs. The same is true in reverse. The men who understand how women think and how women feel and are authentic and sincere, those are the men who are the sexiest men alive. So if you want to make sure she is so deeply, passionately in love with you, that she would never dream of pulling away, she would never dream of pursuing another relationship with another man, it's critical that you learn how she thinks and how she feels. This is what opens that communication. When you have a woman who's doing that and a man who's doing that for a woman, this is what creates the kind of connection that many people don't even know is possible, because they're not doing this. The next thing you need to know how to make sure she never pulls away is to learn the habits that make it blatantly obvious that you are her dream man. When a woman starts to get to know you and she says, wow, he's like everything I have ever dreamed of, well, of course she has to fall in love with you. That's just the way it works. Sometimes we feel like dating in relationships, it's all rocket science. No, right, it's actually really simple. You show her that you're the man of her dreams in an authentic way, and she's got to fall in love with you. And a beautiful way to do this is to creating certain habits that show her You are her dream man. This is exactly what I walk great detail in my academy, and actually a really good place to start. Learning some of these habits, some of these understanding how women think, some of the things women need in a partner is in my free guide. 11 things men do that make women melt. If you don't have this guide yet, what are you doing? You need this guide. I'll put a link in the description and a link in the pinned comment. It truly isn't rocket science, guys. I make it very simple for you. So make sure you download that guide. And the next thing you need to know how to make sure she never pulls away is you need to discover how to tell if she's toxic early on, and how to repel toxic people. When you are prepared, you have no need to fear. When you're not prepared, and you don't know who's toxic, and you don't know how to tell, of course you're going to be scared to death, even though this is not the most light-hearted topic. One of my favorite things, and I truly mean this, one of my favorite things to teach my clients is how to identify those toxic signs, and how to repel toxic people, because that's one of the single most empowering things you can ever learn. The way I've seen it transform lives, truly incredible. So yes, some of us sometimes will think, that doesn't sound like a very fun topic. I don't really want to know. Yeah, of course you do, because you want to avoid those kinds of people. It is ridiculously empowering, and I think you'll be shocked at how it transforms your life, So to sum up, there are reasons why women pull away, and they can be completely legitimate reasons. And educating yourself on how women think is going to put you light years ahead of everybody else. And it's going to help you get out of that cycle that it sometimes feels like you're stuck in, where you get your hopes up and then they crash. You get your hopes up and then understanding women better is going to help you finally have the success and love that you truly deserve. So make sure you get a quick jump start now by grabbing your free copy of my guide. There's a link in the description and a link in the pinned comments. I want to give a huge shout and thank you to everyone who's so amazing with the super things. Thank you so much. My face lights up every time I see that. So thank you for supporting wholesome and helping me continue to be able to bring it to you. And whether you've ever used the super thanks or not, consider using it now. If you value high quality Christian content with no games and no tricks. I also want to just give a huge thank you to everyone who's just so kind in the comments. I truly wish I could reply to everyone. I do my best to at least read every comment, so do know that it really does matter to me. As a matter of fact, earlier this week I have developed pretty thick skin over the years. But occasionally you're just having a bad day. You know those days. And I actually got a comment that actually legitimately made me cry. It was a very brutal comment. One of the things that helps me when that does happen is remembering all of you who are so kind, and knowing that I make these videos for free, guys. And I put so many hours into them, and so much of my research and expertise goes into these videos, until to know that they are helping you and that you appreciate them really does matter to me. So I just want to say thank you so much for those comments. Make sure you grab that free guide. Thank you so much again, my amazing friend, and have an amazing day. This is why I sometimes say, excuse me. When I can talk, I say it. You want to hear my funny random story for today? So the power went off last night, completely dead. Which is so funny, because, like neighbors, a block away, they had power, but we didn't have power. And so it was so ridiculously hawks the AC. You know, couldn't turn on. And so I slept in like a really weird position. And all day my neck is hurt really bad. Because I slept in such a weird position. That leads me, quite naturally, to our end of the video. Word. I feel like I said that word today. And the word for the end of the video today is power, because the power went off. And, you know, a reminder for everybody to take their power back. Let's go with that. Thank you so much, my amazing friend. Never forget that you're awesome. It really does hurt if I forget. And I move it really fast. It's better than it was this morning. But I think I actually did pretty good, because I didn't move too much through the whole video. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking now. Sometimes you just like start rambling on, because you know you just do. 'Cause you're tired, or because you want to see how long you can talk out of things to say. But the truth, I can talk a very long time before out of things to say, especially if we're talking about coaching stuff, because this is kind of my whole life. And anyway, thanks. Bye. I should never be left alone with the camera for too long. They have too much fun. And if you've watched to the end, kudos to you, it's pretty impressive. Huh? Anyway. Yeah, okay, yeah, bye, I'm done.